Hey Fruit Faces, it's me. I am on a roll tonight with videos, but I just can't stop talking about the low carb diet. I see so many people on it. I've seen the dangers of it. I've seen a guy who was so into nutrition, took supplements, died very, very young. He was doing like a Weston A. Price high fat diet. Oh, I mean, I could just go on and on and on. It's definitely a passion of mine. And one of the things about the low carb diets is that they just keep on coming back. Like they get proven wrong. You see Atkins. Okay, well, Atkins guy, he dies from a heart attack. They tried to hide that, but everybody knows it's true. He was fat. You know, these people are all fat. Sally Fallon, she's fat. Lauren Cardane, he's fat. You can see that it doesn't work if we really are objective. But again, people like to have good news about their bad habits, so they don't even research it. And they don't even research that it hasn't been proven safe long term. They don't even research that it's not sustainable and that people can't stay on it and that they'll gain all the weight back and then some. And so what you end up having is like these diets that, you know, people, they kind of started to get a bad rap. Oh, that's, you know, bullshit. And so instead of Atkins now, you have like South Beach, and then you have all these different ones like paleo, and there's the new Atkins, and then the zone kind of is not necessarily low carb, but it's still taking your carbs down to less than half, which to me is low carb. But it's all carbophobia, and it keeps coming around. And so it's really normalized in our culture, and a lot of people just believe it to be fact. And one of the main reasons is because of the blood sugar issue, and the whole diabetes thing is so misconstrued because of the short term versus the long term. Diabetes is caused by high fat in your diet. It coats the insulin, it coats the cell walls, it coats everything, it coats the receptors so that that insulin cannot take the sugar where it needs to go. So you have excess sugar, so they think that sugar is the problem. Well, sugar isn't what caused that insulin resistance. If you look up the most insulinogenic foods, a lot of them are meat and dairy. So you may think that it's bread and rice, and not saying that these things are great, but when you actually eat rice or sugar with other things, even fruit juice, it actually takes the insulinogenic properties of that down. So, but if you're eating a burger, even if you're not eating it with, you know, a bread or a bun or something like that, it's still just going to still spike your insulin up that much more, and it causes insulin resistance because, like I said, what insulin resistance really is like I said, when the insulin can't do its job and it can't get the blood out of there. So again, you can see how there's so much confusion about it because we think of eating high sugar, and when you have insulin resistance, of course, at that point, then eating super high, you know, rice, you know, cupcakes, candies, anything with a lot of sugar in it is going to be really bad for you, especially if it's combined with the fat, which most of the things that we think of being sugary carbs, you know, macaroni and cheese, cupcakes, chips, pasta with butter, oil, any kind of donut, those are more fat almost than they are carbs, or equal at least. So you're having a double whammy there, because not only are you still adding to the problem of having too much fat and coating all your cell walls, but now you have extra blood sugar going on top of your already high blood sugars. So that's where a lot of the confusion comes from. And so when you eat a high carb diet, you can get away with eating higher sugars because your insulin will then bump up, and your body knows what to do with it, and it doesn't have that fat in there to hinder the insulin from taking away the blood sugar to where it needs to go. And remember that all of our cells in our whole entire body run off of glucose, especially our brain, which runs exclusively off of glucose. Unless you just deprive it, then it can adapt and use its backup plan of using ketones. But the main thing is that, what does your body want to do? What is the most efficient and what is best for your body? What did your body evolve to do in the first place?